When I started this, I really wanted to make a video, kind of like my 3 other videos, like Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, where I just did a full playthrough of the main story of Cyberpunk and Phantom Liberty. But as I was editing it down, it just felt like a kind of disservice to this entire game. So instead of you seeing a compressed version of this insane world, I want to talk about it. And honestly, I just want to glaze about it for a little bit. To start it off with this video, honestly, I hated Cyberpunk 2077. I hated it. I couldn't stand it. It was one of the biggest disappointments in 2020. I got my specs already. I waited for it to be released on Steam. And when I played it, it was a glitchy, stupid, underwhelming mess. And I think people who play it today are like, it wasn't that crazy of a difference. It really was. To the point where I didn't even get through the first mission. I didn't even get through having Jackie not on my side. By the way, a bunch of spoilers in this video. There's gonna be a lot of spoilers. But I was so upset that I hated CD Projekt Red. Even though it wasn't entirely their fault. A little bit. Like, how long are you gonna take to finish a game? But, I saw the anime. Oh, I saw the anime. Edge Runners was a masterpiece of an anime. It built a world, and I was watching it. I was like, okay, don't with me, like, this is amazing. This is gonna be great. And it really was. It was an amazing story. I was back to wanting to try it again. I was like, okay, I really want to get into Night City, and I want to see what everyone else is seeing. I wanted to be one of those guys because I was so hyped for this and so rudely disappointed. So I tried it for a second time, but I really couldn't let go. I couldn't let go of how mad I was. I couldn't let go of the bitterness. I couldn't really forgive a game company for doing this. And I heard all the rumors. They fixed everything. There's a new DLC patch. It's great. It's so sick. It's all perfect. So whimsical. So magical. And I just didn't care. And it really sucked that I didn't care. It almost like it just kind of like watching a ship go by. It's like all my expectations and hopes just gone. I didn't care anymore. I didn't want to care anymore. The game was done to me. And then I played The Witcher, an amazing, wonderful CD Projekt Red classic. Chef's kiss. It really is amazing, and I'll never forgive them for what they're gonna do to the show. I'm not mad at the Hemsworth brother, but holy God, fumbled the bag. Oh, I'm never gonna forgive that. So after I got done playing a little bit of that, I wanted to give Cyberpunk my last hurrah. This was like my final send-off of like, hey, if the game sucks and I just can't get into it, and it's just me, then so be it. That was my last hurrah. And thank God I gave it one more hurrah. God, because this game is fun, the gameplay's sick, the gunplay's amazing, the weapons that you can all get, the power pistol that you get, that's like Johnny Silverhands, we'll talk about that in a second, the slowing down and chopping everyone's head off and just going absolutely ballistic, was one of the most fun times I've had with the game, and to a point where I didn't even think I could have that much fun in a game. God, this game is so sick. And I was addicted to a Baldur's Gate and played over 2,000 hours in it, doing runs over and over and over and knowing the game back and forth. I was addicted to Baldur's Gate. You can check the classic videos, whatever. You can check it on the channel. It was a problem. And this reminded me of like Oblivion when it first came out. And that was the only game I ever 110%ed. I beat it, restarted at certain things, took all different paths, did everything I wanted to do. This game hit that. This game did it. This game redeemed itself. So let me tell you about these amazing things that are making this game so hard for me to put down. I feel like as a storytelling mechanic goes, that when you look at these games that are like, oh, pave your own path, be in the immersion, it's immersive, get immersed in the world, you do your own thing. There is one direction that mostly people go on, and then it's few choices, and they're like, wasn't that so immersive? Wasn't that how you felt? Wasn't that like exactly what you wanted to do? You got to customize your entire playthrough. Isn't that so cool? You paid $60 for this, and it's not. And it's never good. It's never anything that we want it to be. It's a Mass Effect Andromeda. It's a Veilguard. It's a bad meat. Well, I don't know why I went in time, but we stuck with it. I'm gonna die by that bit. Is that racism nowadays? But when I tell you the amount of paths that you can do in Cyberpunk, they are brutal. There is a part in the end game, after you've done everything, after you've bonded with Johnny Silverhand, you are trying to figure out what to do, how to cure this curse, and letting it go. And your options at the end of it are to sacrifice yourself and go into the AI and let someone else take your body that's made perfectly for them, and they would be able to take over. And for me, I love Johnny Silverhand, so a part of me is like, well, I want him to have a second chance because, man, he really fucked his life up. Or two, and a few other options. But the other option is your body's been through so much damage through this chip that you put in your brain to live that you get your body back and you have Johnny not in your head anymore. But you got 6 months to live, dog. There is no happy ending in this game. There is no good ending, especially when you get with the DLC, which, by the way, I would say is a necessity to play this game. This is one of those attachments of DLC where it's just a completely different, it's another game, dude. It's another edition. It's so good. I feel like CD Projekt Red is the standard of what we should be doing with DLC when it comes to Witcher 3 and the Blood and Wine DLC that was amazing. It was so good. But even with that story, man, I am a glutton for punishment and crying for game characters that wormed their way into my heart to where it's like, God, I just want to see you live. I just want to see you make it out. And this game does grim cyberpunk details. Like, dude, this world is brutal when it comes to the characters and how their stories and how they intertwine. And oh my God, it's just, I just knocked something over on accident, whoops. And that stuff gets me in a game. I don't even care if the mechanics were bad. The story was great, and thank God the mechanics weren't bad. They weren't. They were polished, wonderful, amazing. They didn't have wall running though, but we're supposed to be getting that in Orion, which by the way is a secret project that hopefully comes to fruition. It doesn't take 11 years to make. But hey, we got The Witcher 4 coming out, so we'll see how it goes. And that's another thing with this. I can talk all day and night about the story and how amazing and enriching it is and how I care about all the characters, and also the world was just huge and whatever. But can I tell you how tight that gameplay is? Oh my God. This game and how it decided to go about combat and everything, and you building yourself into this terrifying, cybed up creature, just going all out on Cyber, which by the way, I did Sandistan. I don't know how to say the name. I heard Jack Sather do Sand Vision, which is basically what I was ended up saying, because I don't know what that is. I don't know what Sandistan is. Sandifistan? Sandividech? I don't know. I feel like I'm speaking German. But I feel like the way that you could do these builds were just so top-notch and top tier, and I don't want to stop. I didn't want to stop combat. I didn't want to stop the movement. I didn't want to fast travel, because once I learned that I could dash by removing it from the freaking control to a mouse button and just leaping up and double dashing and just moving and then just randomly like chopping down some dudes, felt like such a badass character, man. It's been a long time since I felt like a badass. Since I felt like I'm the main character. They just packaged it so perfectly in this game. Like, a lot of games don't deserve second chances. But man, did Cyberpunk come in clutch with what they did, with how they made the game new. Everything. And the world is so immersive. And that is one of the few games that actually deliver on that. Because holy shit, does this game have messages, dialogue, all this stuff of like stories and everything. You just gotta look for it. You don't even have to look. Actually, I take that back. It is in your face, and if you're just curious, you're eating, dude. You're full. And then by the time you get done with your playthrough, you're like, yum yum. I want some more. It becomes such an amazing, awesome time. And I could digest Cyberpunk 2077 lore till the day I die. Been following YouTubers who just drop shorts about little details that I missed, making me want to go find the body put down here because the guy jumped out of his building. And if you look in the document, it shows why he did it, because he was being threatened by the mafia, who you probably could go find and infiltrate their gang and then get an ultra rare dildo to fight with. By the way, that's a real thing in the game. It's just so much. In a world where we're getting charged $70, $80 for games and maybe potentially $100 with Grand Theft Auto 6, this is the only game that I've played that that might deserve it. Had amazing actors and actresses voicing it. And dude, not even to mention Johnny Silverhand, which by the way, like, can we talk about that? Like, hot take. I don't think Keanu Reeves is a killer voice actor. I like the guy. Really do. I think he's a gem of a person. I think he's wonderful. I think we lucked out with who we got as a guy. He's not that great, but he fits Johnny Silverhand. I don't know how. Because Keanu Reeves is like the most happy, cheerful guy. Pets puppies, saves children, probably gave all of his organs, but somehow still living. He is one of the most genuinely good guys playing at first, the most unlikable bastard you've ever been around. Ever. The guy literally tries to take over your body and slam your head against the glass window. And then I started crying because I started caring about the guy at the end of the game. And Keanu Reeves played that. I don't know if it was witchcraft or like voodoo, or if I'm just being like confused in the screen while it's going on, but like getting to have him voice Johnny Silverhands was a necessity. Weird choice at first, but once it grows on you, it's like you hear him just constantly. Get up, Choom.
Put some iron in your mouth and pull the trigger.
Like, dude, it's actually so good. But I want to say, if you were someone who was a Cyberpunk critic when it first came out, and you were like me, to where if they just fuck up, you just kind of write them off, and, well, I guess I'm not playing this game because I don't want to encourage this. I'm imploring you, play Cyberpunk 2077, because it'll change how you view games are supposed to be and how the quality of it. I feel like there's two studios that I'm just always rooting for now, forever. Until they do a massive fuck up. But it's gonna be Larian and CD Projekt Red. They just get it. And I didn't feel right. Like normally my videos are like, oh, I did this entire playthrough and I just can't come back to it. But it's like, dude, I didn't want to do a shortened playthrough because I want you to go play the game. If you want to go see my whole playthrough, I had a whole playlist. I go live on YouTube and it's great. It's whatever. I had a great time. That's simple. I just want you to play it. I just want you to play the game. I want you to know what it's like to just get into a game that pulls at your heartstrings and is deep and is good and funny and like it had all it had it all, dude. That's all I have for this video. Like some gameplay and some other stuff, but like, play the game, give it your attention, give it your all, get addicted to it because it's worth it. It's so good. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the video. I really put a lot of time and effort into this, and is very different from what my last few videos were, so it's kind of nerve-wracking to put out. But I really want to say thank you so much for watching. And I also just wanted to give a huge shout out to my members. If you can see on the side, these are the people that support me and have been able to really help keep these videos coming. So if you guys would like to support also, make sure to hit that member button over on the YouTube channel. But if you can't do that, just watching is fantastic, and I'm so thankful for it. So I just wanted to say there's going to be more content coming out. It's just taking me a little bit because this type of content is very intensive on what I'm used to doing. It's so funny looking at like a 70-hour timeline was like, oh, this is so hard. And then looking at like a 10-minute timeline, I was like, this is fucking crazy. So I really appreciate it. And if you guys like this type of content, make sure to leave a like in the bottom, especially comments, especially if you played Cyberpunk and what like your favorite moments of Cyberpunk. And dude, it actually sucks because I genuinely don't want to play another game. I just want to keep playing Cyberpunk forever. But I appreciate you guys so much. Really means a lot that you guys watched my last few videos, and the channel's been growing. Like we're about to hit 6K right now, and so it's just nuts. So anyways, again, thank you all so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.